No excuses. Arsenal need to get back to winning ways today against Brentford. I'm exaggerating in the title, but we have to smoke them. Pep Guardiola started busting jokes in his press conference, and the mind games are beginning. Mainoo and Rodrygo have been linked with Arsenal. So we got a lot to discuss, people, on the eve of our evening kickoff against Brentford. Smash the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share your thoughts. Appreciative to have you lot tuned in. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Whether it was against 10 men or 11 men, whether it's because of fatigue or not, these are all factors. And I think you need to understand football to understand as to why the game played out in the way it did. But when we part, they're not excuses, but when we part that to the side and we hold ourselves accountable, regardless of the team that went out there with the injuries and losing key players, I think there was enough to get 3 points going into it. I think there was enough to play better than we did against Chelsea. But it is what it is. 17 games unbeaten. Obviously, I've been saying it August. This is where the season starts. You need to get to the 10 game mark. And, we're 10, 13 games into the season. So from game week 10 to in and around now and game week 20, as cliche as it sounds, this is now where the season starts to take shape. This is now where teams start to excel and fall by the wayside. And you see a bit of normalization. If you were to mention probably every club in the Premier League, yeah, all 20 of them, and then, speak about them individually, what you've made of them, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that kind of stuff. And then look at the league table. There's hardly anything in it. Now, obviously, Fulham, big up Iwobi and Smith Road. They gave City a game. Obviously, it was a 9-goal thriller in it. They didn't get the job done. If we obviously lose today and we don't do what we need to do against Aston Villa, then it's irrelevant if you have 5 points or whatever. And there's going to be many twists and turns. I don't need to tell you lot who we're playing today. I don't think Brentford Football Club, full stop, mainly under Thomas Frank, and now they get enough credit. I think they're one of the most forward-thinking clubs in the Premier League and in England, full stop, with their scouting, with their data analysis. They were one of the first teams that started doing the long throw thing and the set pieces and data-driven analysis and all of that kind of things. And you have to give credit to them, because many teams wouldn't be mid-table like them if they lost their larger-than-life manager that got them to this Premier League and helped them have the stability in Frank, lost their captain in Norgard, who plays for our football club. Obviously, and Mbuemo went to Man United. So you have to give credit to Keith Andrews. Now, we conceded from a set piece. And to be fair, in the last few weeks, we ain't done good enough from set pieces. We're playing one of the best in the business like us on today. So we're going to need to get onto it. Me personally, I think it is going to be a slugfest. I think you are going to see more fatigue. It's the way I'm looking at today. Man, just need them 3 points. Just grab them 3 points. Everything else is your business. That's what we need to do. It's going to be a difficult test, man. And if we'll go over it, but if you look at what Keith Andrews saying, he's moving like one of them quiet, confident kind of Donnies. Rightly so. Brentford should be confident. Again, whether they've won, lost, or drawn, you look at how they've performed against City, which they lost. I'm sure they beat Liverpool. They did well against Man United. Whether they've won, lost, or drawn, Chelsea as well, they've done good in the big games. So they're going to be on it. Their away form is a bit shaky. But end of the day, bro, it's another London derby. Both teams are fighting for whatever they're fighting for. Like if you're Brentford, obviously, from game week 10 to game week 20, it could be different, but they could be scheming on a comfortable mid-table finish, maybe even European qualification. I don't need to tell any Arsenal fan what we want to do. We need to get this Premier League over the line, need to win a trophy. You got 4 bites of the cherry, make it happen. Again, plenty of things we could have done against City, against Chelsea, apologies. I think there's stuff for Mikel Arteta to learn. I felt there was a bit of, I know there's factors, but in hindsight, whether it was, what we'd all say is not to do the cop-out thing, but if you were to play, and again, people are bantering Arsenal and drawing us out, and Chelsea have been so good after they drew, and we've been so terrible after we drew. Both teams got a point, yeah? If we're all going to do the shameless thing, then you lot call me the politician, right? Let me take center stage. Would it be fair to say Bayern Munich are always one of the biggest clubs in Europe, and they're obviously one of the favorites in the Champions League every year, right? But I say that to say this: are they not the Bundesliga champions? Boy, I would rather be. I think it more applies to PSG. But as you heard, the Spurs fans chanting "Champions of Europe," you'll never sing that. So we have played the Bundesliga champions and one of the powerhouses in Europe, European champions, and world champions. Better yet, in Chelsea. And you mean to tell me little old Arsenal cereal bottlers never lost their game? Fair enough. Make of that what you will. Now, bit of a cop-out. We know we could have done better against Chelsea, right? If you can't win, don't lose. We're not going to have 100% record, winning every game, 3 points, etc. Even though I think there's plenty of things for us to learn in that Chelsea game. Against City, it's mainly the first half. Against Liverpool, mainly the second half. The approach, but mainly the second half. Sunderland as well. It's those kind of moments or those kind of dampeners and what has been a decent season for us, regardless of injuries. That's what we kind of have to learn from, right? Now, I do think, yeah, because of the schedule, and, I don't even think it's the whole Chelsea versus Arsenal, the Premier League kind of tosh, all of that kind of stuff. They're all prevalent and relevant. Maresca, Mikel Arteta, they're new age managers in a day and age of systemic football, all that kind of stuff. They're both from the same school of thought as Pep Guardiola. They are both overthinkers. They know each other personally. I think that played a part. And I said, Maresca, honestly, Maresca, company, and Marco Silva from Fulham. Whether my team have won or lost, the football purist in me and the neutral in me and the person that watches the games again, how you set up tactically was great. But for whatever reason, mainly in hindsight now, because I don't think we had Saliba and Gabriel, and I do think Arteta got a bit risk averse. I think he was risk averse with all the factors we've spoken about, or some that you've offered in the comments. I think he was risk averse before a ball was kicked against Chelsea, if that makes sense. Obviously, the way the game panned out, Chelsea flying into tackles, Maresca's doing his thing tactically. They're mad up for bullish because they beat Barcelona, and good week for them, really. They're kind of on it. The way the game kind of panned out and we looked a bit sluggish and not quite at the races, I think he started the game a bit pragmatic and risk averse. I think that doubled down on it. Obviously, let's be real. At one point, the best thing in that first half was someone got sent off. 9 times out of 10, what we've come to expect in the last 4 or 5 or so games from Mikel Arteta, I smell blood. Let's go for it. I kind of think we doubled down on that kind of thing. And you know what? And they did go man to man in the first half, which was a problem. Had it have been 11 versus 11, who knows? We might have even upped the ante and won. We probably would have lost, in my opinion. So I think for the manager, there's something to learn. Players, it weren't there. Of course, we've had injuries. And again, I'm not using it as an excuse. It's just we're trying to build momentum and continuity. You ain't got your 2 centre-halves or one of the 2. We all know with Saliba, with Gabriel Magalhaes gone, we can still kind of play out from the back and all those kind of things. That's killed. Trossard's in a good bit of form. That's killed. There's minutes in the legs. And God forbid, if anything happens to Declan Rice, we're in trouble, to the point where I don't think we're signing anybody in January. But if you could bring me a 6, I'd love a left winger. I'd love an 8 to go with the option of having Rice. I think you need to go and I couldn't tell you who, but you need to go and source a number 6 in that squad. I know there's Norgard. Big up Norgard. We believe in him. Anything happens to Rice, we're in serious trouble, people. We still have to keep going. It's a big week. It's a big week. We need 6 points. You can't, 4 is the absolute minimum. You need 6 points. You need to get through today, which isn't going to be easy. And I don't need to tell you who we got on Saturday because of the Emre Arsenal connotations and all those kind of things. And Villa have been a bit of a mixed bag, in my opinion, this season, but we'll have to see. We can't talk too much before that's happened. We just got to get on with it, man. Big up you lot. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash the likes and everything. That's my waffling done. And before, John, big up yourself. I'm going to bring your comment back up in a sec here. But, with it being, I don't know if you lot have been on my platform. I hope you have since December's happened. I hope first and foremost, you're doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Of course, in some cases, good night, depending on where you are. Smash the like button and big up you lot on the replay. Hope you and your family are in great health. Hope you all had a great year. Hope you've all had a great month of November. And I hope the last month of this year is amazing. And, the rest for 2026. We're quite spiritual people on this platform. So, and I must admit, I was kind of thinking about this. And I would say it with Mikel Arteta, if you bear in mind what I said about Sunderland, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Destroy the old you before it destroys you. That's what we're going with in what's left of the year, people. So, yeah, man, big up yourselves. We'll cover all of that in a bit, people. But you lot make the platform, and appreciate you lot, man, because, again, I say this all the time, man. To you lot, however long you've been on my platform or whatever, our platform, I appreciate you lot. If you've ever hit the like button, subscribed, commented, offered words of encouragement, offered potential areas of improvement, all of that stuff, I appreciate you, man, because without you lot, there's no nothing. There's no 70k subs. There's no sharing my love of football with you lot and talking about football, regardless if you support Arsenal or not. There's no going on various platforms. Like, because of you lot, bro, we're going on ITV on Friday for the World Cup tour. This is a movie. So appreciate you lot. Without you lot, it's dead. It cannot happen. We just need to keep going, man. Appreciate you lot, man. I don't ever want that to go over your heads, people. So yeah, man, big up yourselves. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Afternoon, DG. Hope all is good with you. Right back at you. I just want the lads to win. Just win. Use the least amount of energy possible because they were tired last Sunday and tonight won't be much better. Just win. This is it. I'm not expecting, or obviously, you as a football fan, all clubs, you want perfect performance, 3 points, no shots on target. Every shot you've had, it goes in. Everybody playing 20 million out of 10, all of those things. But if you want to win a league title or do anything, or just in general, 3 points first, dissect the performance later. So, yeah, you need to win because suddenly it gets a bit ugly. And as you can see, Arsenal fans or football fans, but mainly Arsenal fans, very volatile. We're winning. This last week, better yet, we're the best in Europe. We're the favourites for the champs. We could win not just one trophy, but a double. We could do the quadruple. We could do this, that, the other. Obviously, that kind of went out the window in similar fashion to the draw against Sunderland and the talking points at the beginning of the season after the result against Chelsea. DG, I'm glad that you have played football and therefore should know about the effort it takes both mentally and physically week after week. Facts. All these PS5 supporters should cop the F on about the draw. They're never going to stop. And you're right. You are right. It does. But I do think, yeah, because that's many of our fans on this platform, yeah, we look at football like that. We look at the deeper things, but the majority of the public don't. And in a good way, I don't think it. I think they're within their rights, really, because their job is just to watch their team on the weekend, support the team, go about their business. So you are right, but at the same time, we knew this. We've been knowing. I'm not saying you're not saying this, and it is a factor, but we've been knowing that. We know about our injuries can happen. We know fatigue. We know the games are coming thick and fast. We do know from the 10-game mark to whatever period you want to put a marker down. Not just the players, but this is where Arteta's got to box smartly and rest players where you can, start different players, rotate different players, do all these things, but all still getting 3 points. Me, I can't lie to you. I'm on this strongest team goes out there against Brentford, strongest team goes out there against Villa. I know people need to be rested, and I'm not against certain things. And I know I'm a hypocrite because I always comment about us running players into the ground. But I don't think we have any option. Of course, I wish if we could turn around and there was a player half the ability of Declan Rice in our squad. Not that I don't rate people that could come in. Yeah, Rice, save yourself. We're gonna have Rice. It is what it is. We're gonna have to do this. Like, we genuinely are gonna have to do this. Big up the players that are coming back from injury and whatnot. Such is life, God forbid. But every game that ticks, I think every Arsenal fan is braced for a next injury. It's just how the cookie crumbles. But you're right, man. But you'll do your head in trying to speak to them kind of fans there, my boy. Like, you're preaching to the deaf, essentially. Big up High Press. The man said, smash the like button. Man said, expressions is high. I don't big up expressions. What's your predictions today? 2-1 Arsenal. Slugfest, horrible game. 3 points. Keep it moving. Focus on Villa, man. Get your syrup ready, folks. Waffle, look at this guy, man. Big up Marcel. Absolute twat. Do you think MLS should go out on loan? If you're MLS, you want to go play football, innit? You go and play football, you're going to the World Cup. That left-back spot, there's bare man that can play there. Spence can deputize on the left and the right. Livramento the same. Nico O'Reilly, that's his spot right now. You've got Lewis Hall. I wouldn't rule out Luke Shaw, even though I don't know where you lot are with that. And naturally, MLS gets games. That's all Tuchel keeps saying. So, yes, from an Arsenal perspective, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to loan him out. It genuinely doesn't. If any one of the two Hay lenders, I know Dalman's there, that needs to go on loan, you can make a case is Wanyeri. And I would be more comfortable with Wanyeri going and getting minutes, even though it is a tall ask, asking him to go adapt to a new team in January, hit the ground running, but he does need some football. It don't make sense us getting rid of Miles Lewis-Skelly on loan, if I'm honest with you. Just for incidences or scenarios like what we could face, God forbid, between today and Saturday. Calafiori, he gets one more yellow card, assuming he plays today. And side note, I don't know how you look at it, but I don't think Mosquera and Hincapié, Miles Lewis-Skelly are the best necessarily in the air. Timber is. If you're Brentford, you're looking to exploit that from every throw-in, dead ball scenario, but staying on task, it don't make sense. Calafiori, God forbid, gets a yellow card today. He's out of the Villa game. Then what do you do? Bearing in mind, Gabriel Magalhaes is a no-show at the moment. We don't know what's going on with Saliba. So if you imagine there was no Miles Lewis-Skelly, many people would say, you know what? Maybe you pull Hincapié over there and you do something else at centre-half. You're very close, and we're dangerously close. Imagine Miles Lewis-Skelly weren't there and Calafiori suspended. You probably have to move Timber to left back, bring Benjamin White, who's not fully fit in, need him to stay as a body. He's a bloody good player. Obviously, for Miles Lewis-Skelly, he looks a bit rusty. It's a new kind of learning curve. We all know for Lewis-Skelly, got his look in, took his chance, done well in the Champions League, doing well. Now it's a thing where initially he ain't put a foot wrong in it. Like, Calafiori's got his chance. He's ran with it. This is just a learning curve for a young player. Lewis-Skelly going on loan would be idiotic from my football club. Left back is techie. And as you see, despite the fact that we've been winning and doing our thing with injuries, and we were all happy about the depth, even with all the depth, bro, there's bare injuries. So you can never have too many players, man. We're trying to get over the line. Of course, if I was Mikel Arteta, my heart, Miles Lewis-Skelly, my heart would bleed. Yo, I need to give him more first team football. Benjamin White's been my Spartan. I want to give him some football. I'm exaggerating with this, but Kepa's probably been good in training. I want to play him. I want to give Martinelli and Trossard and Gyökeres and do all of this, but all these kind of Jesus, my heart bleeds for them. But you see, this year, it's a collective thing. I don't, as much as I'm on, like, watching the games twice and analyzing things, bro, it's just 3 points getting over the line. And the one important statistic that matters is May 2026, Arsenal are winners of a Champions League, top of the Premier League, have put the FA Cup in the bag or the League Cup. Whoever wants to leave this football club, people can leave. They can do their thing. Whoever wants to leave this football club, part that off until the end of the season in 2026. Right now, everyone's a tool in that toolbox. That's just me, man. Smash the likes. Appreciate you. No excuses tonight. Get the 3 points and on to the next one. Facts, man. Rob, appreciate you as always. Brentford are a tough cookie to break. I pray we get the 3 points. Facts. All right, Gooners Therapy. Big up my guy. Positive. I'm sure that's positive, Dan. Big up yourself, man. I wouldn't say I'm the realest, but I appreciate you, man. And make sure you're subscribing to his platform. Appreciate you. As the man has said, pardon me, run up the likes. And we got to capitalize on the home form, man. Like, I would say it's kind of losing it, respectfully to Arteta, it's losing his spark because he's always trying to rally up the fans, like bring your boots, bring your shin pads, make the Emirates mad. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's not the same kind of game. It's it's easy for a fan base to be up in terms of the atmosphere for Real Madrid coming to town, Bayern Munich. With the greatest of respect, I don't imagine you see that with Brentford. Tickets are still available, and anyone who's a season ticket holder, a frequent goer to the Emirates, a seasonal goer to the Emirates, you know it is very difficult to get tickets, especially as in the last 3-4, including now, we've been half decent. When we were shit, didn't matter what game, man. Something that I always feel is that every team looks at us as their cup final. Bring it, man. We got a target on our backs, man. City right behind us. Must win today. That points cushion disappeared quickly. Again, we just have to keep going. You'll take any gap in any points gap, but it means nothing in November, better yet December. You just need to keep winning games. It's going to increase. It's going to decrease. You're going to get lapped by City. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. Like a week's a long time in football. We've had about 12, 13 game weeks, yeah? You think about everything we spoke about in those weeks, not just at Arsenal, but all football clubs, and you've got 20 odd to go. Big up Talawa TV. Make sure you're subscribing to her platform. Again, appreciate you. As she said, smash the like button. Up the mighty bees, allow it. Masterclass from Kelly Loading, allow it. They've conceded about 20 goals this season. Yeah, Gyökeres is back with a bang today. Quote me on that. A lot of people talking about Saka. He's bagging today. No, fuck it. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. Marcel, you drew me out successfully. Let's go. DG, I have all notifications on and never get notifications for your live. What's going on? YouTube hating on the guys, man. YouTube hating on the guys, which is why I always tell you, lot, check out your community tabs and what you can do and follow on socials. And also, I think if you go to your notifications, you can there's something around personalized, in it. Don't just select it to all. Go on personalized, because that's what Rance was saying. So yeah, man, YouTube don't want us to thrive, man. They don't want us to thrive, but we're here regardless. You made it regardless. People think we're gonna win every game. We're gonna even have shot results. Is football, yeah, and many people know that. But when you're living in the moment, because you know where it is, yeah, there's a lot of fans, yeah. You like, just to paint a picture, you can be Mikel Arteta out. You could think he's the best thing since sliced bread. You could be on the wait and see, but you could be a thinker's man or woman's football fans. The majority of football fans, they're just happy-go-lucky. They're just in the spirits. Like, if Saka bags tonight, best thing since sliced bread. If he misses a penalty, God forbid, against Villa, he's mad horrible. They're just in la-la land, really. They don't understand that this is what happens for all football clubs. You're not going to have a perfect record. Nothing. Even games we've won have not been perfect. Had we have, I would have loved for it to have happened. But had we have, between Timber and Gyökeres, even with that last chance, Chelsea away, had we have got the 2-1 win, obviously, yeah, we won a lot. North London derby, we won playing ugly, 3 points, extending the gap. We're excited, but there's many things you could have learned, and that would kind of paper over the cracks. We're fortunate to get a draw. With Gabriel and Saliba, we beat Chelsea. I hear that, but at the same time, we've pulled off results without our strongest team, and there was enough to do a bit better. And fundamentally, broski, not that you're wrong, they weren't there. We can't do this ideal hypothetical scenario. They weren't there. They weren't there. Could we have defended better for the goal? Could we have asserted ourselves a bit more? Could have the manager have been more proactive? Could we have been a bit more on it? 100%. 100%. Like, there's no way around it. Nothing is handed out in December, mate. What do you want? A cookie for those wins? Pipe down. We'll see you in May. What are you talking about, Marcel? Trust, Marcel. Focus, man. Focus. Focus on verse. You want Mainoo? I'm interested. He's been linked with us. Mainoo's a player I'd have 100% because I like Mainoo, but I don't think it's the right thing for Arsenal. You need to go somewhere. I don't know why he doesn't get game time at Man United. I think with Mainoo, it's a thing where I just wish he was in La Liga and that, because we're in this idiot stage of football where everyone's got a run and whatnot. Don't know why he can't get game time. I don't think he makes the England squad now, because I think Tuchel's probably decided who's taking in midfield, but you got to get some minutes. You never know. It's upsetting, man. I'd take Mainoo because I like Mainoo as a footballer, but you're not quite the 8 I think we need at this moment in time, in addition to Rice. You're definitely not the physical 6, but players like Mainoo, if they genuinely are available, you sign them and figure it out later, man. Feel sorry for Donny, because if he was at Crystal Palace, United would buy him for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 odd million, man. Let the haters yap. We know this. We know this. Arsenal is different. We're winning 3-1. Big DG on ITV. Not just me, Coach Cams and the rest of them, but appreciate it. Couldn't be done without you lot, man. Today will be a draw 1-1. I'm calling it. Come on, Leeds. Leeds, please. I know you didn't do it against City, because this Marcel guy, he's back doing the paragraph things and acting like he never ran away. This guy needs to be put back in his backside box. Appreciate you too, deluded Mr. Hollywood. Let me hold a few dollars. You made it, man. We're here struggling to trench. I am still in the trenches, bro. But appreciate your fool, though, man. 3-1 Brentford win, 2 set-piece goals, and Henderson to score from outside the box. Les said that. We rebuked that. Big up South Africa, my boy Jared. I just wish that, like Enzo Maresca, Arteta got more experience before getting the Arsenal job. Maresca proved himself in the Championship and won 2 more trophies since then. I hear that, and I would say I don't think Maresca gets his flowers. I definitely think no man is without faults, but I think they're quite similar. The one, and I wouldn't want it to be to a degree as extreme as Maresca, but the one thing I would like Arteta to take out of Maresca's book is he does tinker a bit. Like he's on tinkering. Sometimes there's inverted fullbacks. Reece James might invert, or he's playing centre mid. You might play Pedro Neto false 9 or a traditional striker. Sometimes they're more narrow. Sometimes they're trying to stretch. Obviously, Arteta tinkers here, there, and everywhere and does little different things, but that's just something I think he needs, man. Arsenal fans, very temperamental. There will be draws, maybe even a loss or two. Relax, lads. Don't crumble like the Jenga. The fan base can't be the weakest element of the club. You're preaching to the death, man. Back the team. They will need people's energy. Do not be the perfect the ops wish they could be. I think Madueke should start today instead of Saka or Gyökeres up front with Mainoo replacing Rice. I hear you, and these things are not wrong, but I'm not on that, man. We need to. Brentford are not little fish. We need to get 3 points. It's a big week for us. I'm not. I know people need rest, but we need 3 points. Rest or 3 points. Which one's the more priority? And I know you win, you get the 3 points. Man, get injured. You can sit here say, "I told you so." It's less said that we're going to look like we're already a bit depleted, especially where our best players and players are in form and all those things. We ain't got time for that. I'll be so honest with you, man. For me, today, I do think Mainoo plays up front. Raya, Timber. I hope Saliba's there, but like assuming Saliba's there, if not, obviously Hincapié and Mascara continue their partnership. But Timber, Raya, Saliba, Hincapié, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Calafiori, you can play some parts, but I need you for Villa, so I'd rather prevention's better than cure type of thing. If I'm honest with you, midfield, a part of me wants to risk it and go one of Rice and Zubamendi and then Odegaard or Eze, but Rice, Zubamendi, Eze, Madueke, Saka. He will go with Mainoo, but surely Gyökeres got an hour in him, man. Surely he's got an hour in him. And then Mainoo can come on and all those things, man. Well, go on, Boston. We need MLS a lot of games to play. Facts. Dalman can't go. Bro, who's saying loan out Dalman? That's doing too much, man. That's just doing way too much. Look what 18-year-olds should worry about club over country right now. Naturally, obviously, Miles Lewis Skelly knows if I grab my spot back, then everything else falls into place. But like, you are thinking about that World Cup. Like, you took your chance for Arsenal. You got called up by Tuchel. You scored on your debut. This is what none of us are footballers, yeah, but we all wanted to play in World Cups and things like that. And you're that close. And it's a football thing. O'Reilly's taking his chance and got with it. It is what it is, if I'm honest, man. And I feel that way for Ben White as well. I think Ben White gets a run of games. I'm not saying he plays for England and whatnot, but like, I'm not being funny. I've seen Dan Burn play right back for England. So Ben White can, and Tuchel likes him. He could bag that. But I don't think a lot can change. But the way it's going right now, Miles Lewis Skelly and Ben White, you're not going to make the plane for that, man. So it is what it is, man. No excuses, not just for today, this season. You won't be able to find another head coach or manager across any sport, across human history, that has been back this much. 1-0 and still has a job. It has to get stuff over the line. Rotation and resting starts at the beginning of the season, not just when injuries start to emerge. We play the same amount of games as City, Chelsea, Liverpool, but more injuries. How come? I must admit, even me, we need to start looking into what's going on with this injury thing. I don't know, man. I wish I was a fly on the wall, London Coley, but like, bloody hell, man. Like, you can't make it up, man. Big up yourself. Smash the like button. Manager refuses to blend in with the new team. He keeps playing him in the wrong position. The cause of all this, the manager is the reason why the youths are leaving. What youths? Who's left? Because maybe, but Alman, Wanyeri, Lewis Kelly have all signed new deals. And after, if I'm honest, after people like the Haaland talents, people cried about leaving. Like, no one's really missed them like that. So yeah, man. Heart bleeding for players that have done absolutely nothing to earn it. It's deluded work. She fits. I'm not sure what you mean there, but don't know. Need Norgard to boss it against his old club. But do you bring him in the cold? Because I'll be real. I'm only starting Norgard if Rice starts. Like I'm if it's Rice and Norgard, I'm on that. I'm not on Zubamendi and Norgard today. Because again, it is difficult, and you do need to be given an opportunity. And I'm sure Norgard be up for it for several reasons, much less against his old club. But you're taking players out of the cold and expecting a bit of fireworks. It don't always work like that. He's tricky, man. That Koyonde and his throws, man, nasty. Like, do you know what? If I'm Brentford, bro, long throws into that box because I don't think Miles Lewis, Skelly, Hincapié, Mascara as a collective bunch are that good in the air at this moment. Timber's probably the best air, really. So naturally, and it's not me trying to be bad, man. Obviously, if you're Brentford, on top of playing football because they got good players, bro, they want to ask questions, bro. So get at them. Truth is, everyone treats us like a cup final. We have 12 London derbies a season. City and Pool don't have that. I hear you, man, but let's just get on to them, bro. Like, bring it in it. Like, bring it. It's a game of football. I like that. Because you must think we're 30. That's why I said 3-1 Jokeres bags today, fam. I ain't done this in a minute. How many times have we done that this season? The league is ultra hostile. These look like City and Pool aren't built for a hostile league. Need more dual winners. But hey, big up, DG. Hope you're doing well, my bro. My my boys both live to fight another day, but the big games keep coming. Facts, man. DG, with who's available, who do you think the gaffer starts and who's on the bench? I think I kind of said that. You know, a part of me thinks it probably be near enough the same team that started against Chelsea. A part of me thinks it will be the same team. Like, I still think, regardless of the yellow card, you're gonna play Calafiori. Despite me believing potentially Jokeres might have 60 minutes in him. I think Marino's up there. I don't know. It might give Martinelli another opportunity, but I do think Madueke's looked a bit more livelier than him since both returned, and it just feels like he'll get the nod. Saka needs to play. Timber needs to play. There's logic with resting Rice, but then there's not because of the caliber of the team we're playing and the landscape we're in. So he has to play. Zubamendi probably starts. And I wouldn't move. I mean, you could make a case of Odegaard getting a look in, but I wouldn't really, against Brentford, want to see Eze, for example, moved out wide, if not Madueke, to accommodate Odegaard. I'm on just 3 points thing today. Can't lie to you, just 3 points. If you get the 3 points early doors, put the game beyond reasonable doubt, then cool. Marino, Bob's in an ideal world. The guys we want to start. Marino, you can go up front. Rice, we can rest your legs. We can do these things. And on top of everything, you can't downplay Brentford. Granted, with the greatest of respect, if it was Wolves this week, maybe. And sometimes we've had a couple of techie games against Brentford, man. Like, especially at the Emirates. Like, it ain't always been plain sailing. So this might be the same hymn sheet. We didn't lose to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge with some big players out with injury. I'm relaxed. Well, Thuram at Arsenal could be a movie. What? Which Thuram? The centre mid or the striker? The João Neves type be good. Nah, we need them Vitaya type dons, man. Like him and Rice rotating eights or one of the two. You get me? If you got Rice, you can do this 8 thing and the 6, but we're not going to go back to that. But the 8, you got a next 8, like a continental 8. You got a one more physical 6. You will never, and I've been moaning about this for years, you will never hear me moan about central midfield again. That's a lie, but you get the point. I think it was delusional to be demanding trophies last season, but most people were. Nah, man, it's not. Obviously, the way the season played out, from the manager and the players, they all fixed up their mouth and spoke about trophies. We're second, all them positive records. You should be looking at trophies. Now, had the club have done this last summer, what they did this year, in having the depth and whatever they've done, then fair enough. Nah, man. The club failed the fans. Yes, the club, Mikel Arteta, the decision makers. Let's have it, and the players obviously played and could have done better. But let's have it right. If you got the club up here, like the Cronkies, the decision makers, Arteta, all these guys, you got the players, and then you got us as the fans. The club let down the fans. The club let down the players. Even in January, told me everything I needed to know about what we were trying to do in that season. I know we beat Real Madrid and the bubble got popped against PSG. That January period, not buying players, rightly or wrongly, logically or not, it told me that you really and truly you're hoping you get something over the line. You're not dying for it. You know in the league you're in that weird space that you're not catching Liverpool. On paper you might get drawn into a top 4 race, but you're not catching Liverpool. You're probably more consistent and better than the ones above you. The cup games is what it is. Bob's your uncle. Dead. No, I'm not having that, man. But past is the past now. I'm not having that. Have you liked and subscribed? Ask them again. Arteta has no flair. I don't like. He's not playing. I will start Wanyeri. I mean, why not? It's not rest. It's called using your squad. Okay. Not like Saka does anything. So he only popped up with, for Saka, who does nothing. He only popped up with the assist from Marino to bloody head in. You see what happens when you say emotional bullshit and don't use your brain? It's not making sense. Every week is a big week. When is an actual big week? I mean, it's something that we're gonna have to accept in it every game, and we've seen it several times. It's the biggest game in Arsenal's calendar list. Da, 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 da. I'm surprised they never said it was a must win for Chelsea and all that crap that they normally say for us. MLS not going to the World Cup is better for him. He ain't locked in. Nah, man. I want all my young tugs to go. I want all my players to go, man. No one wants to start Norgard. It's MLS that needs to go into DM when Zubamendi is rested. Unpopular opinion. I think off the ball are the greatest improvements Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri could play, especially for Wanyeri if you're going to get a look into midfield, and Miles Lewis-Skelly if we're ever going to really speak about him. I think Norgard, I mean, long term or just naturally, you'd want to see Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. But if you're asking me today, it's not that I don't believe in Lewis-Skelly. I would go Norgard. If MLS wants to go World Cup, he's got to move in Jan to start all the time. Ben White will never get picked for England again once he left. Why won't Arteta specify what Saliba's injury is? It feels sketchy. If it's the ankle, do you think he'll realize he rushed Saliba back too soon? I don't think it's the ankle. Probably did, but I don't know, man. Arteta just likes to play mind games with these injuries, man. Put Marino centre back. Where are the Raiders? Trust. Dead this Marino thing, the strikers back. I hope so, bro. I want to see Gyökeres up front. I just think in my heart you're going to see the same 11. 3 meetings at the bridge, 0 wins for Arsenal, which is true, but they ain't beaten us at their place since 2018. Dropping points here, risk shifting the title race away from Arsenal, making this a genuine must-win. It's always going to be a must-win, man. It was delusional to be winning trophies last season, not after the 4 extras got let go and only Sterling was brought in. I wouldn't say delusional, but I see what you're saying. I want to see Noni on the right starting. I can't lie, Saka needs to start today. Considering how many players we got with Berta in the summer, are people not happy that we didn't blow the load in Jan? Yes and no. Obviously, cool. You saved your pennies. You went well in the summer, and it gives us optimism for what we can achieve this year. But you can only live in the moment. Who knows what you could have bought players last January, or this year January, and it still went out the toilet. But you need to seize the present. Who knows? Because I still don't think we beat PSG. But for argument's sake, big up the man them for how they played against Real Madrid. Everyone stood tall, movie kind of thing across 2 legs. See, when you get to that PSG game, the second leg, when you remove the romance, a part of me does look at that and think, you know what, Rice was doing his thing in the 8. You had to, Partey got suspended. You had to shift Rice to the 6. Marino was doing his thing up front. You shifted in left centre mid. There was issues. Who knows? Maybe if you had someone that was more plug and play to compete and replace Partey, who knows what would have happened. So yeah, man, you have to seize the present, bro. And that's one thing I don't want to waffle about the past, but the last 3 years, there has been opportunities for Arsenal to win a Premier League, to retain the Premier League. I'm dream chasing, but a 3-peat. Maybe do even better in the Champions League. Definitely pick up the League Cup. Definitely do better in the FA Cup, because let's have it right. That is our trophy. We ain't been good enough in that very competition since we won it under the gaffer. So it's always building about tomorrow, and I'm all for that. Build for tomorrow, but you have to seize the present. And that is what we haven't done in these 3 glorious years. And we have to do it this year. This is what we have to do. Big up views for the raid. So yeah, man. Right, the amount of chances I've seen Sterling missing his prime while being fed by Silva and Aguero on false 9. But I'd love to see Gyökeres and Jesus playing together. Put Jesus on the left wing. But see, them kind of shifts and rotate around will mess with defenders, especially if Eze's on the left foot. You know what? I have wanted also to see Gabriel Jesus left wing. Could we see it today, or a dream chasing? He's been out for 11 months. Granted, he did play a behind closed doors friendly. Couldn't tell you for the life of me if he played 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever. But he somehow passed some level of test to be on the bench. We know Arteta's done them kind of booky ones where players are on the bench and you are fit if you're on the bench to some degree, but you don't really play minutes for a couple of games. Be nice more than anything from a psychological point of view to see Jesus get some minutes today. Eze or Odegaard in midfield versus Brentford. I'm a hypocrite because part of me thinks the same 11 is going to go out there, but I do think Arteta is itching to put Odegaard back in. Like, does he put Odegaard in that role, move Eze out wide? I don't know. I'd go with Eze at this moment in time. But yeah, the reason why it wasn't a must-win for Chelsea because they haven't been challenging for 3 years like we have. They won't really back themselves in the title race until February if they're up. Yeah, but you could argue the fact that we've had their number at their place. They haven't beaten us. They came into it second and they dropped to third. The fact is, even with 10 men, they looked better than us. They were better than us. Low level chances, but they had chances. You could make agendas and say it's a must win for Chelsea, even though I don't necessarily believe that. People need to remember, as cliche as it is, this thing is a marathon. I got you in my Super Six to win, so you better not mess up. Warren, if it was an Arsenal, I'd be hoping you lose your peas, man. Need luck for the cups. League is a must win. Rodrygo became the Real Madrid attacker with the longest goal drought ever. 30 odd games in it. Mad. Wanyeri 10 down and right wing against Brentford. You know in your heart you're not seeing that today. You know you're not seeing that. The season was already over once that Sterling loan was confirmed. It was clear to me we're just riding the season out to get to the summer. Bro, like Sterling played next to no part. I hear that, but that's a cop-out, bro. Did Sterling start 20, 30 odd games? And even if man want to get on to Sterling, who brought him in? Whether it's Edu or Arteta, whoever, Arsenal brought him in, knowing what you needed to do. I'm no, man, no. Like last season was a write-off. You know what you should have done. You know what you need to do this year. It's simple as that. The past brings regrets. The future brings uncertainty. The best thing you can do is seize the present. And that's something, unfortunately, this football club ain't done. Everything's been geared towards winning, apart from actually getting over the line now. I'm just an armchair expert. The gaffer, the players, they all talk about winning. I would rather the champs. I think it's more realistic we win the Prem. I do worry for mentally. I back my boys. They'll recover, times a healer, all that cliche BS people that we could spit here and say. But if you come second, regardless of the context, whether you've got 99 points and the team above us gets 100, or God forbid, like last season, we fall by the wayside. If it results in us not winning the Prem, then I do worry psychologically for our players, and simply put, where the hell do you go from there? Like, where do you go from there? I know what some of you are going to say, but you get the point. Appreciate you. Nah, Jesus ain't starting. I wouldn't say starting. What do you think about Arsenal fans that claim Slot won the league with Liverpool by luck when he played 38 games, but don't the same energy for Arteta's FA Cup win? I haven't seen that personally, but whether he won it by luck or not, bro, he's won the Premier League, innit? Like, if Slot gets sacked tomorrow, end of the day, he's done what actually very few managers have done. Won a Premier League trophy, won a Premier League trophy for Liverpool, actually achieved Premier League success after a talismanic figure in Jurgen Klopp, and you make your own luck. Simple as that. For me, man. DG, do you think we should go for Semenyo? And if yes, who do you think we should sell to fund the move? Do we have to sell to fund the move? If we could get Semenyo in Jan, great. If he's genuinely on the move in Jan, then I think it admittedly is a myth for us, if I'm brutally honest. Sell? Wouldn't sell no one. Surely there's convert, man. Move some money around, do some money laundering, man. There's bread there to do that and get that done, man. I didn't even want Gyökeres. Why aren't you, man, backing it after getting the guy you wanted? I can't lie, boy. You're moving mad. You're just making up things now, man. Brentford will play at front foot as Chelsea has shown all the way. Best way to play against Arsenal. My hot take is, in this day and age of systemic football, teams are and all this micromanaging, man-to-man pressing is the way to go. Obviously, if you go man-to-man and a team bypasses it, you're in issues. But it worked a treat for us against Bayern Munich. We struggled with that against Chelsea in the first half. I think that's the thing. I think you're going to see that a lot in the World Cup, actually, man. Make sure you lot are there on ITV's YouTube channel 5 p.m. because I have to speak about them kind of things, man. Can Arsenal maintain control and creativity without Odegaard? Obviously, Odegaard's a big help, but we have to find a way to do such. We're in this position because other teams have dropped off, not because anything this manager has done. It's not necessarily fair. Like, it's a byproduct of both of them. Other teams have dropped off. The manager's obviously all the things you don't like about the football club. Indirectly, Arteta has to be held accountable. All the things you do like, indirectly, he's played a part. So we can't be disingenuous. Like, we have to apply a tiny bit of common sense. And even that's dead as well, because when Arsenal were challenging for the league in our first year, Arsenal only up there because all the other teams are dead. Liverpool only won the league because everyone's dead. That could be the thing. But that's the other 19 teams' issues. Like, it's not making sense, man. We've earned the right to be there. And again, I'm not happy about being second. We've literally finished second in the last 3 years. So we've earned the right to be there. There's not a fluke. Our thing now, and for this manager, it's bloody get over the line now. Everything has been geared on and off this field towards winning, apart from actually winning now. And we are getting to that stage where, of course, we'll dissect why things happen. But winners win and losers explain. That's the be-all and end-all of it now, man. So, yeah. Gyökeres was always a post-Arteta signing. So why has he signed under the gaffer? I would start Wanyeri in the 10 and Eze on the left. If Trossard isn't available, I'd start Madueke and Gyökeres as well. So City and Liverpool have dropped off, and yet we aren't dropping off, so it's ours to win. I'm not involved in this anymore. I'm worried about Villa and Everton. PTSD is real, but let's hope the new Everton home doesn't have the same Goodison Park juju. But everybody just buckle up, man. It's gonna be a madness. I'm a Juventus fan. I really hope this is the year you reap the rewards of the wonderful work Arteta has done, and our players and our fans. Jesus might get some minutes against Bruges or Wolves tonight. Is too early for him, I think. It's true, but what, he ain't even got a little 5 or 10 minutes today. Like, surely, you weren't on. You've obviously passed some level of test. You've been in training. You obviously were on the bench and didn't play against Chelsea. Couple more days training. Can't get 5 to 10 minutes today, then there's a couple more bits and pieces of training. And then maybe I still don't even think he plays significant minutes against Villa, but then you've got that. So yeah, it's all good. All teams show signs of getting close to the line before crossing it. Never happens out the blue, except with Leicester and Blackburn. And that's why it's out. It's now time. It's now time. Ideally, you win the Prem and the Champs, or one of the two. You need to bring home a cup. And if you don't, boy, everything's been geared towards winning, but winning. And at some point, you have to try something else, or you have to at least be open to everything, whether that's persisting with Arteta, getting rid of Arteta. Because again, what we doing here? I didn't say they dropped off. I'm of the belief the league is more competitive, ergo technical quality isn't going to win games anyway. Any tabs today, DG? Bet your bottom dollar there's tabs, people. So yeah, destroy the OG before it destroys you, innit? As Arteta himself said, everybody, 7:30 kickoff, be at the Emirates, bouncing and putting energy to win the game. That's the opportunity that we have tomorrow. 7:30, like animals, everybody at the Emirates to go again and beat Brentford. It's vital, it's massive. I don't quite think we're gonna get that today, Gaffer. I think you lot need to put in a performance. Like sometimes it's a two-way street. The fans got to gas the players got to gas the fans. Based on how I think we played against Chelsea, which was a bit timid, a bit risk averse, weren't really as brave as we could be. I think you look, the fans will always support you, but I think you lot have to come out, set the tone, and be on crud, if I'm completely honest with you. And the fans will follow suit. Pep Guardiola, if you watched his press conference, I ain't got the comments here, but he's busting his jokes again and stuff. So again, the season is now really starting. He said Arsenal are so strong and so solid. We have put it in our mindset that it will be difficult, but at the same time, the Premier League is so low, so long. I'm the oldest manager in the Premier League and have enough experience to make a long run to try to fight to win the Premier League. It's so long. Pep Guardiola is the oldest manager in the Premier League. You're older than Areola. But to be fair, they are getting younger. Like what? The Brighton gaffer's like 32. Before you know it, there'll be some 20-year-old that's in some club's academy, says, I don't want to play football anymore. I want to manage. And he starts managing. Pep, the oldest. Bro, we had our 2 centre-backs out and no full-time strike. What is going on here? It's true, but at the same time, and this is why I said they're all factors. I believe in that. I've kind of covered this earlier. All of those things are factors, but at the end of the day, yeah, regardless of me even thinking those are contexts and reasons and things, if we part that off and consider, does anybody believe that in your heart of hearts, of course, if you can't win, don't lose. We can be frustrated about not beating Chelsea, but also not thankful, but thankful there's a point. In your heart of hearts, do you genuinely believe that 11 that went out there and the squad that was available, I don't even want to know about winning, but couldn't have played a lot better, asked a lot more questions of Chelsea? I genuinely think you're lying if you don't agree with, if you disagree with that. There's enough out there. Man, always want to waffle about the depth. There's some bloody good footballers. Centre half's cool. We conceded 1 goal. We never got exposed. Shout out to Mascara. Shout out to Hincapié. Football's decided in both ends. We didn't defend well enough for the goal. There were some couple of unpunished mistakes from us, and with Chelsea, we didn't do enough, bro. And regardless, what we doing here? You still got to win games. There was enough out there. It's not like, man, I'm seeing Rob Holding and Callum Chambers centre halves together. You're looking at Hincapié, an experienced Ecuadorian international. You're looking at Mascara, stop rising every game. The man kicks for us. Calafiori did well. Miles Lewis-Skelly's there. Tim Beasley and Rice in particular. It's a cop-out, bro. It's a cop-out. It's a cop-out, bro. It's a cop-out. And Mainoo, like he did against Chelsea, has shown he can chip in. And even if you want to take it there, whose fault is that then? No, I'm not being disingenuous. Whose fault is that then? Because we've been knowing about injuries and stuff, and you have to have sit there and saying, if worse comes to worse, and there's no Saliba, there's no Gabriel, there's no Gyökeres, there's no. I actually think, away from the centre halves, I think the biggest miss was Trossard because he's in a sweet moment. You have to know that I can rock up in games. We've seen our team win with shit 11s or shitter 11s than we could put out there. I think it's a cop out. Because same way, if we won, man, it would sit here and gas it like, oh my God, da, 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 da. And would all of you lot been saying that had Timber or Gyökeres have converted? You can't win them all, 100%. But it's a game that we have to learn from. But yeah, Pep really the oldest. Football's gone mad. Nah, Pep Guardiola, you can't be the oldest in the Prem, man. Oldest Premier League manager. You probably are, you know. Like, I still have Pep as a young manager. I still kind of see him in the Barcelona kind of realm. But yeah, time has gone. Who is the oldest? AI not gonna tell me he's the oldest in the Premier League. This is why I don't trust you. I knew you couldn't. See, Pep, you're lying unprovoked. I all forgot David Moyes is about. Did you see why this guy's bookie? The mind games have started. David Moyes is here, you damn liar. Anywho's, man, maybe he was lost in translation. Maybe he means oldest, like longest serving City manager or manager in the Prem at this moment in time. I don't know. The team who wins the Premier League is the team who grows during the months, and this is what we're trying to do. No injuries. It's so long. If we push, we'll be better and push ourselves and control the situations better. Fair play. Is today the day we do this again? I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't know. Rice, we're gonna need you. Norgard, we might need you today. Calafury, just no yellow, man. Just no yellow. Just no yellow. Noni, we're gonna need you. I'm getting a bit nervous. Hey, boys, I need you lot. I need you lot. I need you lot. Hey, we got some good options. Look at Berta. Berta's on his phone. Is not. Hey, Berta. 6, 7, 8, 9 months from now. We say Rodrygo, Liao, Pele, Messi, RIP Pele. Was doing stuff. Look at my guy. Never taking a day off. Anyways, people. Again, you would have seen me cover this yesterday, but just to reiterate things on Saliba, Trossard, and Kai Havertz, he had a little niggle. This is Saliba. So I think it's going to be a matter of days. So let's see if he's able to be there tomorrow. The ankle one earlier in the season was really random and a very unlucky action that kept him out for a few weeks. He tried at Anfield. He wasn't comfortable. He had to stay away. So maybe we've learned, you know, because maybe I reckon Saliba was like, oh, yeah, Gaff, I'm all right. Prevention better than cure. This one as well, very bizarre, but hopefully it will be a matter of days. I hope so. On the rest of the players, Kai Havertz, matter of weeks. Let's see how it evolves in the next few weeks. He's done really well. He's doing stuff on the pitch, but I think he needs some time. On Big Gabby, he's doing very well as well, but that's weeks as well. Now the weeks thing scares me because what if I say 8 weeks? We all know that's 2 months. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is why for me, I'm more than happy to speak about who's there, who's not there. Do you think he's going to be there? Do you think he's not? But for me, I only take stock in an hour before kickoff. Who is on that bench? Who is in the squad? I don't really take much stock in Mikel Arteta, his press conferences around players because he makes you believe players are going to be there, then they're not. Players are not going to be there, then they are. Like, you never know. Sometimes players, you don't even hear nothing about certain players and they're not there. Who knows, people? So we're just going to have to deal with who's ever out there. We try to manage every case, every individual in relation to how they feel in the context of the matches. Adjust with only the purpose to have the best options on the pitch and be better than the opponent. That's it. But I think every game that we play, when you look at the intensity in the Premier League against any opponent, what is needed is incredible. Brentford bring different threats, different challenges. You need to dominate that if you want to win the game. And Keith Andrews, who was their set piece coach, he said, we got a couple of knocks and bruises, but you get that from a game like the one we had at the weekend. Tell me about it. We've got a couple of bits and bobs we'll have to decide on, but in the main, we're in a good place. It's pretty obvious on Arsenal that it's going to be a difficult task, but it's also a task that we need to embrace. They're a tough nut to crack for sure. They don't concede too many and don't concede too many opportunities. But we're a team that quite fancies ourselves in how we can affect the opposition and make it quite uncomfortable for them at times. That's what we'll be hoping to do on Wednesday night. But hey, fair enough. I've watched them a lot since the Burnley game. They're a very good team with outstanding individuals and the way they set up without the ball. In most games, he said, there will always be a lot made of that, the set piece battle with two teams who are invariably pretty good at that aspect of the game. In most aspects, set pieces play a part to different levels. I think this will be a game where it plays a very big part, and we hope we can come out on the right side of it. But hey, I brace to see them long throws because if I'm honest with you, if I'm Brentford, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Hincapié, Mascara, they're all right in the air, but as a collective unit, I don't think they're the best. I'm asking questions, and only say that from a place of love, man. Big up DG, bro. Sometimes really don't understand our fan base. Fear of Chelsea, Villa. We just hammered Spuds and Bayern. Yes, respect the opposition, but we should go with the same focus and attitude. Vincent, I'm with you with that. But again, with some of the comments, we're preaching to the death, which is why we say, I don't tell you what to think, just think. We're going to just have to let ignorance be bliss, man. So yeah, that's what Keith Andrews said. What else has he said? Or what else has this thing got? See, I'm always trying to find interesting insights for you. What's this? Everyone is talking about what we're doing with the ball scoring goals, but when you look at our counter press, how we win the ball back is so hard for opponents. But hey, Boy, and again, one thing with Brentford, their away form's been a bit sketchy, but whether they've won, lost, or drawn, we've had some techie games in the last few years against them. I think they were very unfortunate not to get something more out of the City game. Obviously, they beat United. Did they? Well, they done well against United and Liverpool, so they're on this. And obviously, if Brentford win, we all know all the papers and what they're going to say. If Arsenal win, it's another day at the office, really and truly. City did their job. Liverpool, Liverpool is probably out of their hands. All they can do is win all the games they can and rely on others to drop points. They know City, like everyone's going to drop points. They've got leads, which it will probably be an emotional game. If I had to bet money, I'll go 2-1 Liverpool. I hope Leeds can do a job. Leeds kind of do the same thing they do the last time they got promoted, in that they're the sort of team they'll concede 2 goals, somehow make it 2-2, somehow maybe even make it 4-2 to them. Then they've lost 5-3. It's a madness, people. So yeah, both teams are good from dead balls. Both teams have the capacity to score from set pieces. Both teams are set up well off the ball. Both teams are actually good with the counter press, people. So yeah, man, I don't think we can disagree with that. Currently, only Liverpool have a higher average possession share than Arsenal's 59%. And under Arteta's steady hand, the Gunners are now among the elite in keeping the ball upfield and then biting into tackles when they lose possession. We all know Zubamendi and Rice play a big part of that. Igor Thiago's in nasty form. Hope my defenders are up for it today. They obviously have that Otara and Shade, the German striker. Bro, they got quality in it. Brentford always find these FM regions and then they put them on the pitch. And you might not know them before the game. You definitely know them after the game. So we know what they're on. As much as the Bees will look to spring forward, their own defensive transitions must be watertight. Their last visit to the Emirates back in April offered a stinging reminder of how important it is to guard against counterattacks themselves. Compact and resilience in their own defensive third for over an hour, Brentford limited their host to long-range efforts and block shots until the Bees themselves forced a corner on the 61st minute. Raya collected in Burmo's in-swinging set play. Roughly 10 seconds later, the ball was blasted past Mark Flecken into the roof of the net by Thomas Partey. So it's going to be a mad thing, people. It's going to be a madness. And obviously, we ain't really got a striker to call on. I can't lie, man. Forget the stats. We need to be on it today. It's as simple as that. Hey, big up Kyle, my guy. You know what, Tony Harrington? I know we hate refs, Arsenal fans. We got beef with this one. Seems like an AI done. And no one ain't seen this guy before. This must be new, brother. No one ain't seen him. Anyone see? Has he refed Arsenal before? I ain't seen this guy before. He made his debut in refereeing in 2021. Where were you? You're from Yorkshire. Are you City fan? But that's not just around the corner. I'm ready to run conspiracy stuff, people. So yeah, that's just Brentford's website. Mikel Arteta reveals new way Declan Rice can become an even bigger threat. He related that to throw-ins, people. And you know what, Declan? If you could take a big throw, today's the day for it, people. This article was speaking about what we already know. Arsenal follow Chelsea's transfer strategy with Ecuadorian twins and Irish wonder kids. We're going to try and skip through the tosh, but we all know Victor Ozanova, who is Irish, plays for Shamrock Rovers. He'll join us when he turns 18 in January 2027. In the same year, but a few months down the line in August, the two Ecuadorian twins will join us. I'm pretty sure 3:15 or something. I did a scouting report. I know, people, I'll take a bit of time, but this video should hyperlink it to that. So we've covered that, people. Arsenal have a long and proud history of producing their own homegrown players, but Arsenal evidently is no longer big enough in order to compete with their But London, is no longer big enough in order to compete with their rivals for the best emerging talent. And in Europe, because not only do you have to wait till these players are 18, yeah, you might have found these players for in South America, like in Europe, you might find talented 15, 16-year-old boys, yeah, and they might cost you a couple of million, but just generally in South America, that might be a couple of thousand. So there's more of an upside. Now, it's a bit different with the Quintero twins because a lot of rumors or reports are saying it's undisclosed. Some have said it's going to be 9 million, which 9 million quid for me, for you lot, for them, it's a lot of money. For a football club, 9 million is nothing. Even the compensation package that Chido Obi Martin, Man United had to give Arsenal for Chido Obi Martin. It might be eye-watering sums and he might have got eye-watering wages, but that's pennies to a football club. If you make it, you make it. If you make it, but you're not quite United standards and you get so great, it don't really matter. But I'm deviating, people. We know how difficult London is, and that's why I'm annoyed with Chelsea. Just because of where Chelsea are based, yeah, it's weird that they can catch, and on top of everything Chelsea are doing, they can have the whole of London to capture talent, and they can also have them, them like Reading and Southampton and Brighton and them kind of bookie regions just outside of London. But there's nothing you can do. Trying to skip through the tosh anyways. The capture of the Quintero twins 16 is the most eye-catching development since Arsenal embarked on this new transfer strategy, partly because they are twins, which is friendly unusual, partly because they're coming from the same club that established stars Caicedo, Hincapié, and partly because it shows that Arsenal are now trying to go head-to-head with Chelsea, especially in the international recruitment battle. Our recruitment at youth level needs to be better. Let's have it right. I would say generally under 21s and our under 18s, it's not competitive enough. Like as a group of players, there's some good players and they're not bad, but they're not good enough. Like genuinely, they're not good enough. And that has been the case for years. We know Chelsea have brought and a couple of clubs have sniffed around that club for the Ecuadorian talents. We know City have as well. City too have been ahead of Arsenal in the contest for young talents. In 2022, for example, they beat Arsenal to the signature of winger Salvinho. Fair enough. What are you doing now, though? There are multiple reasons for Arsenal's fresh recruitment drive, which is being led primarily by technical director James Ellis. The first is that within the club, there's been a sense in recent years that the standard of their academy teams has simply not been good enough. And again, the team, not the individuals, the team, 100% the team, the collective. That's why we're never going to win at this moment in time, the youth league and things. We don't have a squad. Cool, we got a couple individuals that are good. But it's always like you could always do better. That might sound strange given the emergence of Wanyeri, Lewis Skelly, and Dowman, but you get the point, people, where they're going with this. The hope is that targeting talents, young talents, in the 16 to 18 range will help to raise the overall standards of the academy teams, assuming that the incoming players are not good enough to go directly into Arteta's senior squad. Arsenal believe a higher quality of training and greater internal competition in the youth ranks would lead to more of their players being ready for the transition to first league football. Duh! Yes! It's taking us forever to get here with Berta, this Napoli brother who's coming in, James Ellis, because you're doing a great work at our football club, Mertesacker doing what you need to do. And when it comes to stuff like this, Berta will get the praise. Arteta will get the praise from a footballing point of view. Mertesacker will get the praise for the academy. But to the individuals that work side by side or below and are more hands-on and will never know your names, big up yourselves. Better late than never. This is how the man should have been moving the minute we moved to the stadium. But better late than never in life, innit, people? Smash the like button and subscribe. A second reason to bring in players at such a young age is effectively to get them in the building early rather than waiting until the youngsters establish themselves, of course. Yeah, man. We know we bought Tommy Setford to kind of be third choice. We have bought a couple, man. We've bought O'Neill from Linfield. We got Callum O'Hill from St. Johnstone. I like him. We did try to get Will Wright from Salford, but he opted to go to Liverpool, people. We have raided 1-2 academies. That Kyron Thompson kid is very good, and so is Nduka. And I mean this in the greatest of ways. If nothing more, I can't lie, just stand outside Charlton. Half of these players that play for our academies have been at Charlton. Like, and then they get robbed. This is one thing I feel sorry for the smaller clubs because they get robbed by the bigger clubs. Charlton have got players, bro. Like Charlton have got players. If anything, just go bully up them clubs, if I'm honest with you. So keep doing that, man. In recent weeks, Arsenal have been linked with youngsters in Poland, Mexico, and France. Bring them over, man. It don't matter where you're from. Just come do this thing. Apparently, we're going to have to wait, though, because Arsenal do not want to do a multi-club model. I think we need that. Because if we start bringing in these South American players and all of this and they can't get work permits, you see what Chelsea got with Strasbourg. You see what the City Group got. You see how we might get someone that ain't good enough to play for Arsenal Football Club, but we might have a team in France that provides them with playing in the top division. We bought them for 2 million. Other clubs that are not doing what we're doing want to spend 20 million on them. You get where we're going with this, people. But in Berta, we trust. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, don't want to hear about Rice's long throws. We've gone over that. See, I don't try and miss anything out for you lot. Is there anything new here? Arsenal are keeping a close eye on Jean Mateo Bahoya ahead of the summer transfer window. Frankfurt valued a player of up to 70 million euros. Frankfurt drive a hard bargain if you want to buy their players 9 times out of 10, innit? Make you pay through the roof, through the nose, sorry. We know it's been frustrating for Odegaard. Odegaard, we need you, man. I don't care what no one says. We need everyone. Odegaard, show these brothers, man. Class region. You're soft, but you're my captain. Show these guys. Arsenal have kept an eye on Semenyo's development, but as it stands, they are well stocked in forward areas. They have 5 players who can play wide left. Who are these 5? Gabriel Jesus, Madueke, Eze, Trossard, Martinelli. Yeah, and there's probably some that we're missing out. You could even force Dowman and Wanyeri out there to get minutes, but this is what I mean. We're on the face of it, we're strong there, but who's the one you bet on? Do you bet on Eze for 30-odd games? Do you bet on Martinelli, Trossard, all these guys? Or is it like kind of flavor of the month who's doing their thing? We don't really have one that you kind of throw your whole hat on. You don't know me, innit? I've been passionate about centre mids. If there's one thing I've been more passionate, it's that as much as I love the summer, I think we missed the trick with that one there, man. And big up Trossard because you lot wanted him gone. So yeah, man, it is what it is. What's this? We're preparing Silly season. Apparently, Arsenal are putting in groundwork to secure a deal for Bayern Munich attacker Marco Elise. Fair enough, man. Really? Really? It's only going to set you back 100 odd million. Where the hell are you going to play him? Romano on our January plans, though, I said Arsenal in January, unless there is some big problem or some issue or some injury, we never know in football. But at the moment, Arsenal are very happy with the squad they have, very happy also with the attitude of the players. At the moment, it's very quiet. Arsenal's focus is on contracts. Bukayo Saka is expected to sign a new contract at Arsenal until 2030 as soon as possible. The agreement is getting closer. It's not signed or done yet, but it will get done. Then there is Yuri and Timber. Arsenal also negotiate with Timber over a new deal. Then there is also Declan Rice. For Declan Rice, it's not an urgent situation. I think in the next months, discussions will start between Rice and Arsenal over a new contract. Arsenal, more than on new players, are focused on keeping the players they have while doing fantastic at the moment. Will be linked with Elise, bro. Arsenal are prepared to submit an offer close to 150 million euros, which equates to 131 million pounds, to convince the German club and secure the services of the 23-year-old French winger, which would be an English record. The report adds preparations have reportedly begun at the English club's office, led by the coaching staff and sporting director. The situation seems favourable. Elise has proven his quality at Bayern and is said to be open to a return to English football, which would reignite excitement in North London. I mean, we're not going to do that, bro. If he was an out and out left winger, I'd give. It's not that I don't want him, clearly, but come on now. It's not going to happen, is it? It's understood Arsenal believe Elise has room to grow even further and could thrive under their style of play, which is more focused on pace and attacking aggression. Well, at least the article's right about one thing. Elise is great. He's good. He's got the capacities to really, really, really be great. And can't lie, England, man. How the hell? I mean, maybe Elise always wanted to play for France, but how you fumbled Elise and Musiala, I don't know, man. I think it's quite mad. Liverpool are one of the clubs at the front of the queue to sign Semenyo in January. If this goes into the summer, I think we could do a thing. We all know an exit is more likely next summer rather than in January, even though he could. He's got a 65 million release clause that apparently drops in the summer. Liverpool and City, as well as Spurs, also seem keen. There's no word of Arsenal, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. So we're going to have to look at that. 5 players Arsenal who could join Arsenal in January. We're linked with Rodrygo. He hasn't scored in 30-odd games, man. Rodrygo was on Arsenal's transfer wish list over the summer. However, the Brazil international was reluctant to leave Real Madrid, and Arsenal opted to end their interest in his services in favour of bringing Eze and Madueke to the club. It's been suggested Arteta would like to bolster his attacking unit yet again in 2026. Rodrygo could be targeted in January. I mean, could make a case if we cared enough for a loan, but myth. Buwadi from Leo has been linked with us. That's going to be a big ticket item. Apparently, we're at the front of the queue for his signature. If I can, I'd get that done. Bring Semenyo. We'd all love killing and Yildiz. I have no doubt that Arsenal, Chelsea, all these British teams are linked with him, but it just feels like he's growing in stature and prominence at Juventus. There's contract rumors. How many times is someone in contract talks and rumors every day that 1 minute he's signing, then he's not? You're being linked with other clubs. They're desperate to reach an agreement with him. Chelsea are considered to be the front runners, as it said. Apparently, Arsenal have reportedly held talks with his agent, George Mendes, over a possible deal, and they are keeping close tabs on his situation ahead of a summer swoop. We're linked with Samu of Porto. I wouldn't be against another striker, but probably a myth, really. Am I wrong? Maybe. Also been tipped to make a shock move for Kobe Mainoo, according to ESPN's Mark Ogden. Where do you get this info? Napoli apparently favourites. And look what they did for Scott McTominay. Barca, Real Madrid, Newcastle, Villa all interested. Not sure on that. I don't believe we're in for him, and we've gone over this already. What's this? Arsenal seriously consider bid for 61 million stars. Mikel Arteta blocks January exit. Okay, so we've gone over this guy struggling for regular minutes at Frankfurt. So whose exit got blocked? And we know we've agreed that deal. Who could leave? Skelly's been linked with a move away. Cool, that's been blocked. Oh, I mean, it done me. It done me. Arsenal ready to bid for sensational 90 million. Real Madrid signing as Liverpool battle reignites. Okay, so Liverpool, Arsenal for Rodrygo. I thought you was going to at least link us with Camavinga now. I mean, everyone and their dog will probably be interested in Rodrygo if he genuinely wants to leave. Again, people, in 23 minutes, you would see that, you know, if you want to know more about them Quintero brothers, I got you covered, people. And later today, naturally, we'll be here to speak about whatever happens in the Brentford game. Matter of fact, if I'm completely honest with you. Pep is a gaslight merchant. He defo is definitely trolling. What annoys me is that the Emirates is never up for it unless it spurs back the team regardless, or maybe give your tickets to someone who will. Let's get to 100 likes. Come on, man. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, DG, remember baby Pep at Barca? Time flew. Time flies, man. Pep had hair at Barcelona. Time waits for no one, people. So everybody sees their dreams, man. Run me Julian Alvarez, but I can't lie. As Warren says, I don't think we're getting him. You know, he's achieved everything in football, much less in England. I'm not saying he wouldn't listen to us or be attracted or be enticed, but I think you're more likely to go Barcelona or stay at Atletico Madrid. You know, like you got all your Argentinian brothers. I'm sure your family is happy with life away from football in Spain. It's more akin to Argentina. Like he lived in Manny. Like England's weather is dead full stop. He lived in Manny, so you can only imagine. Get me these Italians on their knees for some peace. Alvarez to Barca, here we go. Liverpool finished. Xhaka rise. Marino's already proven better worth to the team than Havertz. Similar players do similar inconsistent things with the ball. Marino a much better consistent finisher. I think they're same level, if I'm honest. Both shouldn't be nearly as important to the team as they are. Respectfully to them, squad player, all of that, respect them. But yeah, a lot of people from Reading are going to Fulham. Exactly, man. All them big, and again, you know what? It's harsh here, but some of the, I hate to say smaller clubs, but some of the smaller clubs, you know how some of them are just like Brentford did it. I don't know if they reintegrated it, but they got rid of their whole academy structure and just had a B team, if you, from scholars to like 16 and young professionals. And I think that's harsh because obviously that means less people are more likely to be footballers. But then I get it. Maybe not so much for Brentford, but other teams, like, I don't know. I'm just saying random teams. If you're Coventry, if you're Charlton, who haven't done it, and you know, you're forgetting everything's a business. It costs money to keep the lights on and have coaches and do all of these things. The minute you get a decent player, because of the way things are set up, the bigger clubs come poach these guys for a couple of pennies. I understand it can feel like it's like forever growing crops and planting the best of seeds, and you're looking after the harvest and you never quite enjoy the fruits of the labor, man. So yeah, my bro's too famous. Big up. Ford's like that, man. Definitely not. Definitely not. DG's upcoming video premiere of the Twins. Be sure to hype it when it drops. Rob, you're far too kind. Yeah, remember when Charlton used to be in the Prem? Crazy, innit? BR1 love. I'd put Eze left wing. But don't laugh off the Elise deal so quick. That's one that could happen now. Listen, I'm on it. If there's bread there and Elise wants to join and buying on it, I'm on it. I don't care. Yo, where's Saka going to play? Where's Elise going to play? It's so wavy. I know it didn't work for Liverpool, but when Isaac and them man are on it, you buy these man and you figure it out. Like, I don't really care. I love Elise. Bobby Dazzler, got all the ability in the world. He's so good as well. He lost the ball. He got his pocket picked by Martinelli in the build-up to us, obviously, grabbing a goal against his team, innit? You're not playing Sao Paulo and them, man. But on a serious note, bro, it don't make sense. You're talking about 100 odd million. And yeah, you could make a case of he goes on the left and whatnot, but surely if we're going to spend anything close to that, it's going to be someone that's probably better off the left. Well, I'm not saying better players, but there's probably unrealistic, but more fuel to the fire for the Leao rumors, for the Semenyo rumors, for the Rodrygo rumors. Bearing in mind, we don't even know. Arteta might want a bloody centre half for no reason. It don't make sense to me. It doesn't. It doesn't. Big up DG. I've been manifesting Kobe Mainoo to Arsenal. Link up with the Englishman, them like Noni, Eze, Saka, and MLS. Real talk, Mainoo suits us well. Can play left winger in the 10 role, double pivot. Centre mid for me. The thing is, if Mainoo's going to leave, it don't make sense. Arsenal not going for him, but it don't make sense going to. You need to go somewhere you're going to get a string of games and just feel some fucking confidence again, man, because I don't know him. He could still be confident, but whenever he comes off the bench for United, I feel sorry for Mainoo. Like he looks upset. Like he just. And where United's thing is, yeah, and the double whammy for Mainoo is they're in one competition, innit? Fair enough. If they were in Europa League or the champs, naturally the gaffer's going to have to give them game time. Rightly or wrongly, the manager don't see as a starter. They're playing once a week. They win out the League Cup, which means less games. We're getting closer to January and there's an FA Cup, and depending on what they do in that, there's more games. And you never know, there could be injuries, or the manager could just say, you know what, Kobe, you've made so much of a fuss. Here's your running the side, you take it, do whatever. But it's sad. It's genuinely sad, man. DG, according to a reliable buy-in space on Twitter, Lee says a release clause. Boy, I hear it. You know, if you activate it. But boy, Wardy would be cold, man. I'm not holding my breath. I will be on TalkSport. I think we're live. They should be live at 7. Go and drop W's, DG, in the chat. It should be 7 o'clock. We should be live at 7. Maybe even earlier. Don't know. We'll be there. Don't be a waste, man, or a waste girl. Run up the likes. BR, tell them again. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Lisa's a baller, man, but You're moving mad BR with that comment. We spent 50 on Madueke. So damn sure I'd spend 100 on Elise. I would, but I'd have to believe it to see it, man. K, appreciate you. So yeah, I'd have to believe it. I'd have to see it to believe it, man. It just sounds like West to me, but it makes for a good article. Even though the transfer window's not open, like in the last week, Rice is being linked with Real Madrid. We're being linked with several Real Madrid players. We're getting Rodrygo, Leao, Semenyo, Elise. Pardon me, and there's been several rumors with others, man. Odegaard, dead feud, less said that, man. We need to run back with the French connection we had under Wenger. Trust. Get the French. Just go and find the emerging talents there. Go South America. Just bully up everything, man. So yeah, man. Mods, join the channel if you're able. Elise going in the 10. Listen, I'm on that. You and Saka interchanging movement. I guess the only way I could relate it is if I was a Chelsea fan and you got Cole Palmer and Estavio. And I do think Estavio's a 10 long term. But I know Cole Palmer's made that inside right channel his own. But naturally, them kind of players, if I'm a gaffer, I always want them centrally in it. I always want them there. So if I was a Chelsea fan, bro, you two just interchanging games, man. Good players always play with good players. So I'm on that with Elise. But we all know the Elise thing is was. Absolute was, man. And surely he's got a couple years at Bayern, man. I do think he returns to the Prem, but you're rising in promise. And even for him, you know what? It's probably best you stay away from the Prem. You're doing your thing for France. You're with Bayern. We all know how the media and the nonsense goes here and all those kind of things. Just living your life, man. And again, I know he's obviously somewhat English and he, you know, lives here, but I demand, like in Germany and a couple other countries, yeah, you obviously get swarmed as a footballer. It does feel like you can maneuver. Like I think the the Bayern chairman said it about Kane. It's like obviously Kane you can't walk around with your family like that in London. You can obviously, but your pictures swarming and we need bodyguards and that. He's saying you could just be a normal person because of how Elise looks and carries on. I think you will be attracted to England sooner rather than later, but you've got no need to leave Bayern. Bayern got no need to let you go. So yeah, man. And imagine you got him, you got that Carl guy, you got Musiala coming back from injury. Verts, that could have been you. We might have still rated your thing, Verts. Under the lights. It's spooky. Very, very spooky, man. But yeah, it is what it is, man. So yeah, it is what it is. Don't go to Liverpool and say that you never walk alone. Thing is Fugazi. Salah walks alone now. Slot walks alone now. JJ Gabriel's cool, man. Nah, man. JJ's not gonna leave United anytime soon, man. He's still at that young naive stage. You could just sell him any kind of dream. But on that note, though, people, there's no point keeping you lot any longer. I'm sure you lot are bored of listening to me now. It's been an hour and 12 minutes, a fantastic hour and 12 minutes. If you've hit the like button, if you've subscribed, if you've pressed the hype button, if you're watching it on the replay, big up yourselves. In just under 15 minutes, again, a video in relation to the Quintero twins is out. So yeah, man, we'll link up again this evening around 11:15 p.m. UK time, regardless of if we win, lose, or draw against Brentford. So yeah, man, most importantly, you lot stay blessed, stay safe, have a great year, have a great year end, better yet, have a great December, look after your family, and we'll link up again soon, man. Always